What's up, guys? Welcome back to TheSlamDuncan YouTube channel, and this is just my reaction to officially Zach LaVine is officially named an All-Star. It has finally happened, and it's so well deserved that according to Shams Charania, which if he somehow got this wrong, then this is on him, and I'd be shocked if he got it wrong. But Zach LaVine is officially an All-Star. As you can see, he just tweeted out the Western All-Star reserves on the West and the East right here. And man, I have to tell you, man, this is just such a good feeling for Bulls fans. I made a video early, I posted it earlier today saying like Bulls fans need to be excited about the future, and this is the reason why, man. We got a man right now who is officially an All-Star caliber player and is officially named an All-Star for the first time in his career. He's averaging 28.6 points per game, 50-40 shooting. Like, it's incredible what Zach LaVine has done this year, and this is just so well deserved. As you can see right here, the Bulls are 14-16, and a lot of it's due to him, man. He brought this team to this level right now, and the future is just so bright for the Chicago Bulls. I am so happy to see that Zach LaVine has officially been named an All-Star. Not gonna lie, I was kind of worried because I don't always trust the coaches. I see a bunch of snubs every single year, and I'm like, man, I don't know. But I was really worried in the last couple days that he wouldn't get it, but he did get it, and thank God he got it, because I already know that Bulls Nation would riot if he wasn't named an All-Star. But this is, proving a bunch of people wrong right now about Zach LaVine. A lot of writers right now and a lot of Bulls fans who are casuals are saying that Zach LaVine is a terrible player, that he puts up empty stats, yada, yada, yada. He will never, ever be named an All-Star. And, one of those things just got taken away today is that he is officially named an All-Star. So in your face to all those Zach LaVine haters. But I did want to react, though, to just overall, like, all the All-Stars and who was named an All-Star, who wasn't. Because I had my own list, personally, and I'm kind of shocked with some of the picks by the coaches, to be honest. But if you want to check out my All-Star list, you can go up, hit the link up here or in the description box below here. But first off, the one thing I was shocked by in the Eastern Conference starters is that Kyrie Irving got named the starting spot. I thought it would go to James Harden, but, that's like my only shocker to me. But either way, Kyrie Irving or James Harden, whoever got the starting spot, it didn't matter. They're both be All-Stars at the end of the day. I'm really happy to see that the coaches put in Nikola Vucevic. A lot of people have not been talking about Vucevic, but Vucevic has had an incredible year, guys. And I think people are just disrespecting Vucevic, unfortunately. But this dude has had such a great year, and people don't see it because it's Orlando Magic, and the Magic are in a tough spot right now. But Vucevic has done some incredible things this year. He 100% deserved it. I put him in my list. One of the biggest things right now that's popping out to me, first off, every single person right here on the Western Conference reserves, I guessed, except for Chris Paul. I had Devin Booker over Chris Paul. I'm even kind of shocked that Chris Paul even made it. I'm not really tripping out, though, because I think that Devin Booker is going to replace Anthony Davis. That's what it looks like as of right now. I'm genuinely shocked, though, that Chris Paul made the All-Star team, but the Suns are 20-10, so I'll give him that. And Chris Paul has actually had a pretty solid year, and I actually had no idea. But he, you can argue that Chris Paul deserved it, but I think Devin Booker deserves it over Chris Paul in the first place. And then I had, thinking that Devin Booker would already be named an All-Star, I had Brandon Ingram replacing Anthony Davis, and I think Ingram also kind of deserves it, but I'm okay if people are going to argue if Chris Paul deserves it over Ingram. I'm okay with you making that argument. I have no issues with that. But in the East, there is some shockers, in my opinion. I had Trae Young as an All-Star, and I put him in my list, not happy about it. I personally do not like the way that Trae Young is playing. I think he gets very overrated very easily, and I think a lot of fans are starting to see that too. And a bunch of coaches are also starting to hate on Trae Young because this dude just draws fouls it's just, he can get barely touched and it's like, oh, that's a flagrant, or oh, look, that's 3 shots, and it's like Jaylen Brown barely touched him, or whoever's guarding him barely touched him. It's like, that's why I hate Trae Young so much right now in his game. Like, he's becoming worse than Harden was of getting to the free throw line, and I hate that so much, man. But I did think that he was having a better season than Julius Randle, because I did not have Julius Randle, but I'm happy that the coaches actually did not pick Trae Young for this, and I'm happy that Julius Randle got it, because I think Julius Randle deserved it, but unfortunately, I thought Trae Young was having the better year, And I'm happy that the coaches did go with Julius Randle over Trae Young. And just, again, like I said earlier, I think Nikola Vucevic 100% deserves it this year. If you do not know what Vucevic is doing this year, go check, man. He is doing a fantastic job this year. And one of the things I'm seeing a lot of right now is people are like, well, Trae Young is winning. Like, his team's better winning. Like, look at the record. No, they're not. The Hawks have been such a disappointment this year. And they've had arguably probably one of the worst off seasons in history. Just look at what they've like. They made all these moves. You sign Gallinari. You go out and get Chris Dunn. You bring in Rajon Rondo. You got Clint Capella in the previous year through the trade. It's like, this team should be good, man. There is no excuse for this Hawks team right now to be where they're at, and they have been so disappointing this year. But if you're gonna make the argument that Trae Young is winning more than Vucevic or has a better record than Vucevic, no, you have no argument. Because if you look at the Eastern Conference right now, from the 6th seed down, all the teams are under 500 or 500 or below. The Boston Celtics are at 500, right? You have no argument whatsoever to say for any of these teams to be like, well, this person's winning more than this team, and no, you have absolutely no argument at all. Trae Young is not winning more than Vucevic. They basically have the same record, and I think Vucevic has done a much better job this year than Trae Young. You have no argument at all to say that Trae Young should be over Vucevic. None whatsoever. Absolutely none, right? So, don't use the argument like Trae Young's winning or this player's winning. No. All these teams right now, from basically the 6th to like the 14th seed, they're all in the same category basically, right? There is no argument for this year to say, oh, this team is winning more than this team, so therefore that person should get in. That's a terrible argument in the Eastern Conference. When it comes to the West, it's totally different, right? But in the Eastern Conference, a lot of teams are under 500 or at 500. You have no argument at all to be like, well, that team's winning more than this team, so therefore that player should get in. No, you don't have an argument at all this year. But the last thing I do want to talk about, as this is just a quick little video, I don't understand the Ben Simmons pick. And I had some people in the comment section, and you can argue Ben Simmons is Defensive Player of the Year or not. I personally don't think he's even should be in consideration, because not only do the 76ers have Ben Simmons, but Joel Embiid's actually having a fantastic year defensively. And I know he's missed some time just, due to overall, just making sure he's going to stay healthy for the rest of the season. But I don't think Ben Simmons should really be in discussion for Defensive Player of the Year if you're just going to completely forget that Joel Embiid's on the roster, right? Like, Embiid's having a pretty damn good year defensively. But I'm very upset that they picked Ben Simmons over Domantas Sabonis. Like, the Pacers right now, they're the 4 seed, and I understand that Philly has a better record than the Pacers, but we're talking about a difference of 4 games right now, and that's not a significant amount of difference to be like, well, the 76ers are winning more than the Pacers. No, that's not that big of a difference. It's 4 games, right? And Domantas Sabonis has had an incredible year this year, and he is leading this Pacers team to a lot of good victories. And I don't know why this isn't being considered as an all-star. Like, you have no argument at all to be like, oh, yeah, Domantas Sabonis, that's not good enough numbers, or he's not winning enough. Like, they're 4 games behind the first place seed, and he's putting up these types of stats. Domantas Sabonis should be over Ben Simmons. I understand that Ben Simmons is doing much better defensively recently, and he's picked it up recently. But I think All-Star, when you look at an All-Star, you have to consider everything, and that means beginning of the season up until now, right? Ben Simmons got off to a horrible start to the start of the season, right? He was averaging 11 points for a good amount of this season, and it was mostly just Embiid dominating, right? And Embiid missed some time, really, like recently, he missed like 2 straight games or something like that, and Ben Simmons had to actually take over, right? So, and if anything, what bothers me the most, like, if, let's say this was Tobias Harris, I think I wouldn't be as upset, because I think Tobias Harris is actually having a pretty solid year, and if you want to then make the argument that, between Harris and Sabonis, then okay, I think you have an actual argument, but Ben Simmons over Harris and Sabonis? No, absolutely not. I think that's just a terrible mistake by the coaches. So I think the coaches messed up with this pick right here with Ben Simmons. Sabonis should be in the All-Star game, man. I don't know why Sabonis is not in the All-Star game. I think that's an absolute terrible pick right here. But I don't make the picks. So I'm happy that Jaylen Brown made it. First time also for Jaylen Brown as well. And he 100% deserves it, man. Jaylen Brown is having such an incredible year. I would even argue that Jaylen Brown was the second best guard right now in the Eastern Conference, but, you know, the fans obviously just don't look at Jaylen Brown as a great guard. They want Bradley Beal, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden more than they want Jaylen Brown, and I understand that, but if you look at overall what's happening in the East, I think Jaylen Brown has been the second best guard in the Eastern Conference, and probably should have been a starter this year, but, you know, it's okay. But that's basically all I have for this video. Again, shocked that Chris Paul kind of made it. Thought Devin Booker should have made it over Chris Paul, but I know D-Book's probably going to get in because Anthony Davis is not going to play in the All-Star game, so he'll be the replacement. So happy that Zach LaVine made it. I'm so happy Julius Randle made it. I'm happy that Nikola Vucevic actually made it because a lot of people do not understand how good Vucevic has been this season. And I'm just shocked that Ben Simmons made it over Sabonis, man. I'm happy that the coaches went with LaVine, Randle, and Vucevic over Trae Young. I 100% in favor of that. Do I think Trae Young's having a better season than Julius Randle? Yes, but I'm okay with the coaches going like, yep, we're going to choose Julius Randle. And you know what? If we're really going to have this humongous discussion of like, well, which team is winning or more? Well, the Knicks right now are in the playoffs and the Hawks are not, right? So if you're going to really come down to that, then you have to say that Julius Randle deserved it over Trae Young, right? So I'm okay with that, and I'm just shocked that Sabonis did not make it this year. Don't get me wrong, man. I think Ben Simmons has picked up his play a lot recently, but I don't think he's been as consistent as Domantas Sabonis. Like, Sabonis 100% deserves it this year. I know some Raptors fans are going nuts right now, but I'm sorry, man. This is a year that, like this year, right? I followed this Raptors account on Twitter. It's like, oh my God, how dare the coaches pick guys that are on losing teams when we have a winning record? I'm like, you guys were losing for like the good amount of the season, right? You just got over 500, right? You have no argument whatsoever, because if you look at it, the 11 seed, the Atlanta Hawks, are literally 2.5 games behind you. That's not saying that your team is more winning than the Atlanta Hawks. You don't have an argument to say, if you're a Raptors fan, be like, our team's winning, we deserve an all-star. No, stop it right now. Because look at all these teams right now. All these teams below you are 500 or below, and they're like right on your tail. You don't have an argument to say that you're winning more than these other teams. Don't even say it. And none of your players on the roster, Van Fleet, Lowry, or Siakam, have outplayed any of the guys named in all the snubs that I put on my all-star list in that previous video. So I don't think Raptors fans have any argument at all to be upset. But, you know, they're Raptors fans, so they're always going to be upset about something, right? So that's all I have for you for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. You know, leave in the comment section down below who you think was snubbed. But don't just say who you think was snubbed. Give a reason why. And I'll interact with you guys there. So make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.